You're watching Fox 26, and now, great day.
We begin this hour with a live look at the snow falling on China Peak, where a winter storm warning is now in effect. Plus, a lot of other weather warnings around our area and our state this morning. We'll go ahead and turn it on over to Justin for the latest on what we can expect on the storm that you have been telling us about for the last couple of days.
Yeah, and it's going to hit like we've been saying. It's already going out there. As you're getting up this morning, you look outside, it's raining, at least in most places right now. Maybe on the west side, not so much at the moment here, but we got some heavy stuff, a lot of alerts that are being triggered because of what's happening out there right now. So let's just get to it and show you what's going on here. We're going to start you off with your radar, and then we'll get to your day planner in a moment here. But right now, you can see where that rain is hitting the strongest. The yellow and orange shaded areas there, just right there, just east of Fresno here, and then all along into the foothills and mountains there. This is going to get stronger as the day goes on. Right now, what you are experiencing is you're getting up and getting out the door right now. This is what you got. You got rain at the moment here. It's 55 outside right now, and the winds are going to be the other story for us today. 16-mile-an-hour winds for us right now, likely holding steady in that range here for the day, and dew point is at 52. Here is your day planner. 10 a.m. it's going to be 55. Really, we're in the 50s throughout the day. 58 at 5 o'clock. It's going to be raining all day for us here. And then look at the wind speeds there. Dying down to 10 miles an hour by the end of the day. But during the day, we're going to be at 15 to 20 miles an hour there. Right about the middle of the day, it's going to be very stormy out there for a lot of us today. It is a weather alert day, and it's all being triggered because of this low pressure system. It's a strong one, and pushing in all this precip here really across the state. You can kind of see how it's happening there. Those yellow shaded areas are where it's going to be hitting the hardest throughout the day. Tracking it for you, here's a look at this hour. Heavy snow up in the mountains already. Heavy rain up there on the coastline, Monterey, San Luis Obispo counties there, and in our foothills as well. We get to 9 o'clock this morning. Things really get strong in the foothills and mountains there for us. And then we get to about 1:30. It's really going to be between noon and 3 o'clock where we're going to see the strongest of this storm hit the Central Valley here, especially in the foothills there, and with heavy snow continuing to fall up around 4 o'clock there Thursday afternoon. It might die down a little bit on the west side at that time, maybe just some sprinkles there, but everywhere else here, especially closer to the foothills there, heavy rain. Southern California getting some really heavy stuff. Not good news for them with those burn scars. Tonight, things still going, but not as heavy as it will have been during the day. And then tomorrow, there's still going to be rain tomorrow, but it's going to back off a little bit. It'll be relegated mainly to the foothills and mountains at that time. And then by noon, really easing up there. Tomorrow night, we should be good to go. So heavy rain today into tomorrow, and it's a lot. Here are the alerts that are triggered because of it. So we've got a few things happening. First, we have a flash flood advisory going over there up in Santa Cruz and Santa Clara counties there. We have an aviation advisory up in Stockton. And then we have a wind advisory, flooding alerts towards the coast there, high wind advisories, high surf advisories, all along the coastline, just being inundated there. For our area here, we're looking at a winter storm warning up in the Sierra Nevada mountains above 7,000 feet. In effect until tomorrow at 10 o'clock there. Again, above 7,000 foot, looking at 4 to 5 feet of snow, 6 feet of snow at the highest elevations there. Wind speeds gusting at about 60 miles an hour. That's up top there. Also of note, before we get to this flood watch here, they actually have an avalanche watch going on the eastern Sierra there. That's going to be in effect until 7 o'clock tonight, so that tells you how heavy the snow is. For our flood watch here on the western side of the Sierra, foothills and mountains for this one, a lot of rain expected in there, mainly in Oakhurst there where they have a flash flood advisory going there. So rivers, creeks, streams, those things are really going to be inundated as this storm continues here. We have a wind advisory mainly along the west side of the San Joaquin Valley, so like I-5, really along there between the Modesto and Lemoore areas, Coalinga. Going to be pretty gusty over there. Wind speeds 15 to 20 miles an hour, but gusting at 30 to 40 there. So it's going to be windy, it's going to be rainy, it's going to be stormy. One other thing of note here, there is actually a 2 to 4% chance of a tornado. Yes, a tornado. It's not a warning. It's just a 2 to 4% chance of a tornado happening in Merced and Madera County, Merced and Mariposa counties, parts of them anyway there. Here's how much rain we are expecting here today and tomorrow. About 4 inches up there in the mountains there, Mariposa, Oakhurst. China Peak, 4 to 5 feet of snow. We'll have more on the China Peak snow report later on Great Day. Nearly 5 inches in Shaver Lake of rain. Sequoia National Park over 4. Look at everywhere else. 2 1/4 inches here in Fresno. That's a lot of rain today. 1.5 inches up in Merced down south. Porterville, 2 3/4 inches of rain there. On the west side, it's not as much, but still a lot. 1.25 out in Los Banos. Same for Avenal there. A lot of rain going out there for us today. All right, here's your 3-day outlook today. Stormy, 57. Tomorrow, it's going to be rain. It's a 70% chance tomorrow, but not like today. 61 tomorrow. And then we're at 60 on Saturday. Wind should be calm, just partly cloudy there for us. Overnight lows will be in the 40s here over the next 3 days. I know a lot going on there. Thanks for bearing with, but we're going to keep tracking this storm throughout the day for you. Coming up next, though, if you're wondering just about how cold it's going to be for you today, we'll get those highs and lows to you next. In the meantime, we want to see any photos and videos that you might take of this storm system as it moves through. So send all those rain, snow, wind pics, send them our way. You can find the Fox 26 Fresno app in the App Store and on Google Play. Just hit Explore and then chime in and send us those photos.
So with this wet weather here, a lot is expected today into tomorrow. And while we always need the rain and the water to stave off worries of drought, there are significant dangers that come with these massive amounts of water, especially like Justin was talking about for areas damaged by wildfire. Heavy rain in these burn scar areas can lead to mudslides and debris flow. The governor's Office of Emergency Services is already sending out resources to these areas because of the risk. Tulare County is one of those areas impacted and will receive 2 emergency service engines, 3 local government engines, 1 incident management team, and a dispatcher. And across the state, the Office of Emergency Services is deploying 242 CAL FIRE engines, 319,000 sandbags, more than 400 mutual aid personnel, 70 National Guard soldiers, 30 watershed protection specialists. And specifically in Southern California, evacuation warnings are in effect for Los Angeles County because of the risk of slides. People living in the most impacted areas have already been notified about the potential threat. Yesterday, the Sheriff's Department shared this warning.
The last couple of days, specifically in our Altadena area and our Malibu Lost Hills areas, we have already been notifying what we believe through Public Works information are the impact residences that could experience the specific mud flows or debris flows. Please pay attention to evacuation orders. Do not wait. When you're given an evacuation order, heed the order and leave as soon as you can. Nothing that you have back home is worth your life.
Now, the LA County Sheriff said search and rescue teams and helicopter crews are on standby. Governor Newsom is holding firm in his opposition to Prop 36. That's the anti-crime initiative to hold repeat criminals accountable. It took effect in mid-December. Voters passed it overwhelmingly in November. But funding for the tough on crime ballot measure is absent from the governor's budget plan. State Senator Roger Niello recently sent a letter to the governor signed by his Republican colleagues. He believes the people have spoken.
Particularly the budget committee, the budget writers, to include the priorities of the people in the budget, and we're not doing that.
69% of California voters supported Prop 36, but the governor rejects it, saying it will create mass incarcerations. Voters in the Central Valley overwhelmingly approved Prop 36 in the November election by a margin greater than the rest of the state even. 75% of voters in Fresno County approved it. Kings County, it passed with 78% of the vote. 77% of the voters in Madera County favored it. In Mariposa County, 72% voted in favor, 74% in Merced, 77% of voters approved it in Tulare County, sending a strong message to lawmakers. The highest of all, the governor, is ignoring it. And we'd like to know, what is your opinion on this lack of funding for this in Governor Newsom's proposed budget? A, it's a betrayal of voters and should be funded. 91% votes for that. B, it's understandable because of budget constraints, 2%. C, the program should be revisited and adjusted, getting 6% of the vote and, well, about 1% saying I'm unsure. Chime in with your answer on our website. Search kmph.com, or you can scan the QR code you see right there on your screen.